Joanne is here and on time and early.
Oh
How
my
about
goodness.
that?
Thank you, Joanne. And thanks for all your help making hats.
Check out this hat.
Made this hat.
It's orange.
Oh.
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana again. Natasha is here.
The boar man was here too earlier, but he's moved on.
He's moved on. Bigger and better things.
I feel like I'm in a shadow a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Rebel Canners, how's it going?
I think there's a tick right here.
Is that here? Way to get it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Quick.
Tick removal.
That feels like a scab.
Scab? Okay. Not a tick. Okay, that's fine. Just do it.
Okay. All right. Can I pull this closer?
No.
It's so far away.
It's the perfect distance.
It's too far.
That's too close. What's wrong with you? There we
Okay.
go.
All right.
It's a beautiful hat. And
Good.
thank
Can't
you.
stay long. Dinner is almost ready. Have a nice dinner. What are you
Yes.
having? We had barbecue chicken, rice, and carrots. Well, John had that, and I had leftovers.
Leftovers from Mecca, the only place. Between that and Chinese food, the cat will have.
Yeah, I know.
leftovers from.
The list of acceptable leftovers for me is
Very short.
Very short.
Yeah.
And even Chinese food is kind of like a,
We got like a half a day out of that.
you know, under duress. I might
Right.
eat some, but
Is that true? Because I usually wait.
yeah, you could probably just eat them.
Ham, potato, and cheese soup. That
Oh.
sounds pretty good.
That does sound good. You know what we need to do? We need to make sure we go get that frozen turkey before that offer expires. One of the grocery stores near us does this like promotion where you get, if you spend a certain number of money between this date and this date, you get a free turkey or ham.
Certain number of money.
And we did it because everything is so expensive right now. It's like you
Yeah.
can't go to the grocery store without spending $50 just for dinner. So we got a free turkey, and I think
Can you
because
put this on the thing over there?
we
Or
have,
I guess you can.
I'll just put it in my pocket. I think because we have turkey plans, we'll be souping that one maybe. Turkey soup right off the bat.
That's good.
Hi, Rob Poley. Thanks for coming. Go get that turkey.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we better go get it because if we don't get it like this week, might not be able to get it.
Yeah. I think the dates that you're allowed to get it is coming to.
I think November 30th.
Is that what it said on the thing?
I think so, but that's next Friday, which is like the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we don't want to wait that long. Plus, it's frozen, so a frozen turkey takes forever to defrost.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming.
Very funny.
Ow.
Dave Peters. Happy Thursday from the UK. How cool. Happy Wednesday from Connecticut.
US of A.
That's cool that it's Thursday. Was the rest of your Wednesday good? Hey, Sunny's Place, how's it going? Any hat news? Do you want to tell my mom how the hats are going?
Sure, so we sold, we have hard sold one hat
Yes, shipped.
shipped. And we also learned that you need to pay for postage to drop off something at somebody's P.O. box at the post office, regardless of how, literal feet you are from a
I didn't really ask.
P.O. box. Oh, you didn't?
Oh, well, I was just like, oh, does this need to be shipped? And he's like, I don't know, that's way out there. And I was like, ah ha ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Got my new MacBook Pro, so spent the day setting it up. Well, that's
Nice.
cool. Very fancy.
Very fancy. So yeah, so we got one person who bought the hat for sure. And we have another person who is coming tomorrow.
You said that they're coming tomorrow.
So-
We'll see if they do.
Yeah, so that's good.
And then Anne wants one. Thank you, Anne.
Yeah, and so if people don't know, we're on our website oldreadingfarm.com. We're selling alpaca hats that Catherine knits, and for every hat that we sell, we're also going to donate one to a local food pantry. So that's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. So, and I think, I mean, if those three all go, I think three hats getting donated. I mean, obviously, I hope we do way more.
Right.
But I think to donate three hats would be cool.
Yeah, 3 hats that you made.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
3 handmade hats out of like, really nice yarn.
Yes.
And so I had tried to love the hat. Love that. Just adding in letters that don't exist. Here, Boris came. So say hi to him. Hello.
Bor.
Bor.
Just take him out of my lap.
Yeah, well he'll leave me and go back to you.
Yeah.
And I tried to make, so I made 2 more hats last night out of alpaca yarn. And then I tried to make 2 more, I was trying to get making on some hats this afternoon, and the machine kept messing up, and it was like really frustrating me.
Yeah.
So I set it aside, and I'm gonna come back to it.
So as not to just break it in half.
In a fit of rage, yeah. Because like what was happening, cat butt. So there are these, hi Kathy, there are these little shark teeth things that come up and like nom the yarn, and look at this cat, and the yarn kept getting like stuck in them, so instead of like sliding down the shark tooth like it's supposed to, it would get like stuck, and then the stitch would end up dropping, and then the whole hat would fall apart. So I got like 40 rows in 3 different times and have nothing to show for it for today's efforts.
That's not good.
So hopefully, maybe it's just the yarn that I was trying to use, because I'm trying to use a different yarn that I bought.
It looked thicker.
It wasn't really thicker. I'm confused about why it's not working. Because the hats that we're donating, we're not doing alpaca yarn. We're just doing
Standard yarn.
Yeah, the four that I made already to donate are made out of like a wool and synthetic blend, and this yarn that was failing is all synthetic, so maybe that's the problem. But I bought a lot of synthetic yarn, so if that doesn't work, I'm going to have a lot of yarn to return.
Will you be able to return it?
Not that one that's open, but all the rest that are still in their
Gotcha.
labels.
Hey, Samira.
Hey Samira, how's it going? So that's the hat update, and that's how the hats are going.
Samira, have you seen any more bunny/coyote/bobcats on your property?
I told John that you called me, and you were like, "No, I swear it was wolves." She tried to call me on Facebook today, but I have your Facebook instead of my Facebook, so I no receive call. Anywho, okay.
Bunnies.
Stop. That's funny. Okay. Hats, machines. Oh, emu egg debacle.
Yeah. So last year we bought 11, right?
Yep.
11 emu eggs over the course of like a month, maybe, or like 3 weeks. And yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, add John.
Neat. So over the course of like 3 weeks, Catherine drove up to this place in Thompson or Thomaston, Connecticut, which is like an hour and a half away, and picked up 3 or 4 eggs at a time, and we incubated them. We bought a brand new incubator just to incubate these eggs.
Like this huge, really expensive cabinet incubator.
Because all the ones that we have are too small to do any large scale emu eggs. So at the end of 50 days, the first 5 that we got didn't hatch, and it was real sad. We actually made a video about it. That was a really sad video. But then, like a week later, the second batch of eggs started to wiggle, and then we made like one of the happiest videos ever. So we went on this whole thing and hatched. We got a total of 5 emus, and it ended up just being like too much for us to handle right now, and it was
we're moving.
Because it was right as we were moving, and like we just weren't able to give them enough personal attention, and so it just when you're gonna have one of these birds that's like 6 feet tall, you can't just have
Susie, hi.
be mean to people, right? It's like the goal would be for them to be nice, so we weren't able to give them enough personal attention.
Plus, we were worried about while we were needing to build the chicken village and 2 alpaca barns, which is now turning into 3 alpaca barns, and all this other stuff. We were worrying about like simultaneously needing to build an emu house, and they have like real serious fencing requirements, and if you don't build the right fence high enough, they'll just like escape out of it, and then you'll
And they need a lot of space to be able to run too. So like leg development for them is really important. So so we ended up selling all of them, which it actually it worked out in the long run, because it basically paid for our new incubator, and it paid for all the eggs and all of that. So it was a net zero. Like, I don't think we made money, but I don't think we lost money either.
Right. And we were like, that's okay, there's always next year.
Right. But then this year, the farm that we got the emu eggs from is not selling them for hatching anymore. And we think it may be related to the message that we sent after the first 5 didn't hatch.
Which was not like a mean message, just for the record. It was just like, hey, just wanted to let you know that we went over 5 in the first 5 eggs. We're not really sure what's going on.
It was a little.
Should I read it?
It was strong.
Well, let's let the group decide.
Well, I think the key was, like, I don't think these were fertilized at all or anything like that.
Did I say that?
Yeah. So I don't think we need to read it for everybody. But,
no.
I mean, you can if you really want to.
Well, let me reread it.
Okay. But anyway, so they're not selling eggs to us, and the deal with them was they were selling the eggs really cheap.
Really cheap.
So.
And it was nice that they were local, so that we could go get them instead of having them shipped.
Right. But now it's looking like that's not going to be an option. So we shall see. It was like the first mean message you gave to me, says Samira. Did you give Samira
Did I give you a mean message?
And Sunny's place, yeah, the fire is pretty nice. It's probably like 45. Probably like 45 degrees here.
Cheap may be an indicator. Well, but I think. Oh, with Diane, that wasn't. Don't shoot the messenger on that one. So the.
Cat made this hat.
Thanks, Susie. Check out the palm. My best guess now, a year removed from it, is that first batch of eggs might have gotten too cold.
Yeah.
Because remember, we went to get them like during the freeze wave.
There's a big cold snap.
Yeah.
Right then.
And my guess is that they just got too cold before that they were collected.
Agreed.
Because then of those 5, we went 0 for 5, but then of the next 6, we went 5 for 6.
Right.
So.
Clearly they were fertile eggs. Obviously.
Yeah, they had an emu who was doing his job.
Right.
But something was wrong with the first 5 eggs. And I guess maybe if we had then, like, followed back up.
Yeah.
And said, like, oh, now they're working. Great.
Yeah, but because they said on their Facebook page, this farm, that they're selling washed and refrigerated eggs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's what they told us. They're not selling emu eggs that aren't washed and refrigerated. So, maybe they just don't want to sell to us, and maybe they're just not selling. It's possible that somebody else bought emu eggs from them
and had the same problem.
And had a similar problem, because especially if they bought eggs during the same time.
Right. True.
So.
But we also might need somebody who's not one of us to do some like low-key reconnaissance and maybe like call them and be like, oh my God, I heard you have emus. I'm so interested.
Yeah, we have plenty of people who would love to do some saboteuring. Not saboteuring, but just espionage.
Low-key, finding out.
Right.
Maybe they watched your video. And we didn't, I don't think in the videos we ever
No, we didn't disparage them at all.
We never said anything bad about them. We just were like,
oh. That's the lamp.
Yeah. We were just, sad about it.
Very sad.
So, whatever. And now, we're freshly sad again because I was hoping that we were gonna hatch emu eggs again this year. And now we have that big incubator, and if I can't fill it with emus, I'm gonna fill it with chickens.
No, you are not.
Maybe you are not.
No, you are not. Well, this might actually be dead.
Okay.
So.
Well, when was the last time it was charged? Like ages ago, right?
There's no need to yell.
Okay.
How's the picture look, everybody? We look okay?
No cat.
To filling the incubator with chickens.
Actually, Samir, how far do you live from Thomaston? Because I think that's probably like more.
Probably lives close.
In your neck of the woods. So if you
Definitely.
might be the right person to do the espionage. Spooky lighting. Do we look too spooky? I could try to set like a phone flashlight up on us. Getting dark, need another log on the fire. It's because we had a lantern going and the battery to the lantern just died. Here.
Why don't you take these dogs, cats? What are these? We need a ring light.
How's that?
Really bright in my eyes.
Too bright? Oh, but you look good. And
You look really good.
I'll just have to sit
Well,
right here.
Why don't we move that log? Look at these cats. What is going on?
I know. Well, that's what. Show Susie the kitties. Where do you want me to move this log to?
That's that. Well, but then I guess I'm gonna get the light. Oh no, that looks good. Catherine always looks good, Rick says. Yes.
Oh, that's very sweet. And a
Look
lie.
at Boris.
Oh God, that's his butt. I thought that was his belly.
No, that was his butt.
Yeah. Okay. So.
So anyway.
Live stream with the cats of Old Reading Farm. So yeah, that's the worst news that we've gotten about emus.
Cat's pretty.
Oh, thanks, Susie.
Catherine learns by touching.
Jeez. Thanks, John.
That was one of my most favorite things that Susie ever taught me.
Great. Okay. Emu egg debacle. So that's pretty much that on that, right?
Yeah. Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Jesse.
It just would have been, because emus take 50 days to incubate.
Is it not 60?
No, it's 50.
Oh, we were. Oh, it's still 40 minutes away. Well, 40 minutes is a stinking lot closer.
Well, it's either Thompson or Thomaston, unless you just looked up the name of the farm. I don't know. Did we say the farm?
I don't know. If we didn't, we probably shouldn't.
No.
Although, I mean, it's all friends here, and I know Dawn is friends with them, but she would know who we're talking about too.
Right.
So,
well, and again,
anyway.
we're not disparaging.
No, I know. We're sad that they won't sell to us.
Yes. Because because we didn't ask for anything. We didn't ask for a refund. We didn't ask for anything. We were just upset.
Yeah.
It was one of those things, and if you haven't watched the video, it's like we were there for like 2 months, and like
Hey Mo, how's it going?
every week.
Mo, I made this hat.
Catherine made it, and so every week we take them out and we weigh them.
How's your house? Did you guys get that house? Okay, continue because
they
there's
did.
30
I
seconds.
saw that.
Oh, did they? I missed it.
It just took a really long time, and it was a very involved process.
Yeah.
So it was upsetting.
And we were like for sure emotionally invested.
Right.
Oh, you didn't. Was it something about the home inspection or something else? What happened? I'm sorry, but everything for a reason.
Yeah.
Because before we moved here, we've looked at like a lot of places, and this is like by far the best situation of anything that we looked at. So
Totally.
everything for a reason. But I'm sorry because I'm sure that's disappointing.
No, it's absolutely disappointing.
Yeah, like so disappointing. I wish alpacas came in orange. Well, so next year we might have, because we have a lot of white alpacas right now.
We do.
So
I think we definitely should.
Yeah, it's probably going to make sense for us to dye some yarn tomorrow. And I don't know that
Next year?
yet tomorrow. Next year when we're doing our shearing and yada yada. I'm not sure that safety orange is going to make the color cut, but
Just for me. But you just buy safety orange.
yeah,
yarn.
because you don't care if it's alpaca.
No.
Husband said too much maintenance for 20 acres. Yeah, well, I mean, 20 acres is going to be a lot of maintenance.
Samira,
We'll chat about
we'll
this
chat,
offline. Yeah, because I think you'd be the perfect person to do the poking around. But I think we need to wait like at least a week since I just messaged them today.
like 3 times emailed also.
Did I email them also?
Yeah.
Them?
Yeah.
No, I emailed somebody else. No, somebody else said check with Morning Beacon, and I said I already did. Oops. Anyway. You know my answer. Yeah, no, I do. I know. But better things to come for sure, no matter what they are. Right, yes. Cleveland Browns color, you could sell a lot.
It's a little bit brighter than the browns, but similar for sure.
Well, that's like
sure.
a almost neon orange. Cleveland Browns is just like
Right.
straight up
Yeah,
orange.
yeah. This is safety orange, so it's like super bright. But yeah.
That would be funny if we did like sports teams colors. Or
Well, you could do green and white.
Jets. Well,
J-E-T-S.
though
Jets.
maybe I should try to get down some black yarn and do the black with the white. I think that's the best idea. What is this? What color is the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, they're like navy and orange.
Were there two hat machines? Yeah, there were. One of them, the pink one that we like used for the whole video, is the one that we got off of Amazon, and it has suction cups on its feet to hold it down, and it also has a row counter. The other one I got, when I picked it up from the craft store, I thought the tag on the shelf said $35, and I was like, oh, $35, that's like a third of what I paid for this one. I'm buying that, and then F this other one. And then I got up to the register, and I had bought that machine, like 6 skeins of yarn and some knitting needles, and I felt like my total was like a little high, and I was like, oh, did the yarn ring up buy one get one half off, which was like the advertised sale? And he was like, yep. And I was like, okay, great. And I like walked out the door, and I get in the car, and I'm looking at the receipt, and I'm like, that machine was $90, not $30.
Yeah.
So we didn't end up opening it that night, and my mom opened it later and was just like, this machine is not as good. If we decide we need a second machine, we should just go ahead and buy another one of the same one, Hunter's Orange.
That's what this is for sure.
Yeah. And I did, so I went back and bought more yarn, and I got a 25% off everything coupon. But since the yarn was buy one, get one half off, I wouldn't have been able to coupon that anyway. And I thought the machine was only $35, so I wasn't worried about finding a coupon, because, 20% off of $35 is just a couple dollars. But if I had expected it to be $90, I wouldn't have paid for it anyway, because I already had a really expensive knitting machine. And
but like, it was $100.
The expensive machine.
Yeah.
Right, but the expensive machine has a row counter.
But what I'm saying is, even though it's $100, it's an investment, and it's not. We have made much bigger investments.
For sure.
So.
But when I went to return the machine, he was like, "Was there anything wrong with it?" And I was like, "Not really." And he kind of like looked at me. I was like, "Well, it's not that. It's not broken. It's just that it's for $90. It's not a good machine."
Right.
I was like, "We have another one that we only paid $10 more for, and it's significantly better."
Right.
I was like, "So."
Well, that's even when we were looking on Amazon for this machine, there was like ones for like 85 and like 73.
Yeah, like just less.
And we were just like,
let's
just
do
spend
this
a couple
the right
extra
way.
bucks.
Yeah. Because that's the lesson that we learned, like, over and over and over, like, oh, let's cheap out, and then we're like, ah, damn it, we should have just gone the right way. But that's why that big cabinet incubator that we keep talking about and just can't let it go, we bought, like, we did a ton of research, and we bought, like, the incubator that everybody says, if you're going to make an investment in a big incubator.
And it was an investment.
It was, but they were like, this is the incubator that you buy. Oh, you saw a machine for $300? Holy guacamole.
Well, I'm sure, so nothing against that machine in there, but it is all plastic.
I know. Is the one that's $300? Because we got a comment on that video saying that they knew of a machine that was made out of metal.
Yeah, I'm sure there's better ones than that.
Right.
That's probably like the most economical and functional.
It's like the Brinzia versus the Sportsman.
Right.
It's like, it's good, but still less.
Right.
You sound like me and my crafting. Well, so like now all of a sudden I've been to Michael's twice, and now I'm getting like all these ads. They're like texting me, and I'm like, Michael's, you need to sit down. Like, okay, yeah, I bought yarn, but that doesn't mean I'm obsessed with crafts. I bought yarn, that's all. I'm trying to donate hats to charity, okay?
Yeah.
So, anyway. You have discovered how to attach the drill to speed it up. So I'm a little bit worried about taking the handle off and attaching the drill, because I'm afraid that that's like a point of no return, and like, because the handle didn't...
I don't think they take the handle off.
Oh, you think they attach the drill to the handle?
They get like a circular attachment that just has a little groove.
Yeah.
So it fits over the circle and then the groove. Yeah.
So not yet, but I'm having trouble with the machine right now. So I'm not gonna mess with it.
Kat's doing a good job of
being patient.
And we want to get like a good handle on how exactly this works before we start trying to speed round.
What were those brands? Brinzia versus Sportsman. Those are incubator brands.
Yeah. In case you're looking for an incubator out there, Jesse.
Yeah. Do the machines knit other things too? They can do circles or squares. Tubes.
It can do squares?
Tubes or panels. It has a setting for panels. I think that's in case you want to knit like a sweater. You knit like a longer panel and then you'd like fold it in half and have a seam. Don't do the drill. A disaster, I think.
Well, I think, because like when I was there and I was just helping you unfurl the ball of yarn, like that was going pretty quick. And if you can just, not like that lady on Instagram who seems to do the whole thing, but even if you could just do it to just get like, what is it, 1 through 40 and then 40 through 90.
Well, you'd for sure have to slow down to do like the brim thing.
Right.
And yeah, I guess that's one thing that's confusing to me. Like, how could I go, I'd have to be able to like take the drill off and put it back on like fairly easily.
I think it's literally just it's like a circle thing. I don't think it doesn't click in at all or anything like that. It just goes over what's there.
So we'll see how we go on that. I'm not.
But I think she also does what you did like originally, where it's like the double.
The double, right?
Because then you just go like start to finish.
Hey, Dusty Goat, how's it going? Yeah, she's definitely using like super cheap, like craft store yarn.
No, totally.
So not a lot of.
There's not a lot of risk.
Right,
Spend
exactly.
$3 on like 800 yards of yarn versus ours that's 20 for 85.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not sure. You said a lot of
Just
numbers.
Say
right.
Right. Okay.
Love the alpaca hat. Slick John's got a hat on too. Whoops, sorry. Oh gosh. Anyway, I made that. Finding young alpacas for Felix. You want me to talk about this?
Sure.
I'm going to order some. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
We would so appreciate that.
Yes.
And you know that every hat we donate, every hat that gets sold, we're going to donate one. So
it's for a good cause.
For a good cause.
For us and for a good cause.
Yeah. I don't want to be buried in hat orders. That's what I want. I want to be like overwhelmed by how many hats.
Yeah, it's been 2 days since we put the hats on the website, and Catherine is already upset.
I'm like, well, because you know why? Because so many people said like, oh, I want, I'm gonna buy, and then nothing. And also we had somebody try to scam me.
Yeah.
Like on a Hats for Charity post to try to scam is just like.
Oh, and somebody replied so like on Facebook, there have been people who on like marketplace things they've been asking for.
Cat in his lap for those that just joined.
There's been people who have like messaged and asked for a phone number and address, and then apparently they send you like codes to your phone.
Yeah, like a Google
log
verification code or something.
Right.
But like.
So you did a good job not giving them.
Well, but even if I had given them my phone number, then if they were like, oh, and the 4-digit code, I would have been like, are you kidding me? But why ask for the address? I guess to seem legit. Like that's what I don't get.
It's like the scam call I got the other day, and I asked him how he slept at night. He says, I don't sleep at night. I work. And then I had nothing to say after that.
They will always try to scam. Yeah. Oh, and the website is www.oldreadingfarm.com.
Yes. And if you have an issue paying,
I know.
Send us an email.
Oh, billing location. That's why they want the address. That makes sense. Yeah, so people suck. I mean, just like suck.
Hey, buddy, you want to come up here?
Just had a spam text tonight. I thankfully don't get a lot of spam texts. I mean, I get a lot of phone calls.
A lot of phone calls.
But well, and not nearly as many phone calls as some people get, because some people get more than I do.
Right.
Sunny's Place, I think because you've got a wrench, you could drop the actual link if you want to. No pressure, but I'm just saying. Because I think mods are allowed to drop links.
It's just the alpacas, dude. Got
Okay.
2 cats in the lap.
So,
Ferocious barn cats.
young alpacas for Felix.
Deadly barn cats.
So we talked last week about like trying wrench. We talked last week about like
getting rid of all the alpacas.
No, absolutely not. There you go. Thank you. Sorry, actually knitting them yourself. So we have a knitting machine, which is like a big circle. Oh, we made a video about it if you want to look, if you just want to see it for like a visual. It's like this big and it's got a handle that you crank and it like kind of knits for you. But it's still like I'm touching all the yarn a million times. I have to like ball the yarn and I have to turn the crank and then we have to sew it closed. And I make the pom-poms. Well, or my mom made some too. I didn't watch that. I'll check it out. No pressure. I'm just saying. Like, if you want to see it. And if you're into, like, crafting or knitting, it's, like, an interesting...
It seems like if you ever think that you might ever knit a hat...
Don't ever knit a hat with needles.
Right. Buy this thing.
Like, knitting hats for needles is for suckers. This machine is so worth it. Even if you're only going to knit one hat in your entire life.
Yeah. Well, because then it's like, you can...
Well, so it said that if you suck at knitting, like regular knitting, I guarantee you could do this. Anybody could do this. And it's like, I have a perfect gift for you for Christmas, me. I will knit a hat with needles and I am not a sucker. No, everyone but my mom who knits a hat with needles is a sucker. My mom is free to do what she pleases, but like, I swear that...
Do you think she'll have a hat ready for next Christmas? Just kidding, Joanne. Love you dearly.
I can knit, but I haven't done hats. I used to know how to knit, and I actually used to really enjoy it. I used to like to knit scarves because I don't know how to follow a pattern. But man, oh man, this machine, it's like you still get the like kind of soothing, repetitive action that knitting with needles gives you, but it's just much more productive. It like goes really faster. So I'm a fan.
Yes.
Okay. Young alpacas for Felix. I'm going to stop interrupting myself. So Felix is 5 months going on 6. Between 6 and 9 months is when you start to wean and separate him, because between 9 months and 12 months is when he can start getting fresh with the ladies. Fresh. So we have heard that it's a little bit dangerous to just put a young boy in with like adult men, alpacas. So we went through all this drama online about like trying to look for another young man for Felix to be accompanied by.
Also, apologies for just being tired.
Yeah, it's...
Just leave me alone.
Oh, is it somebody who...
So many people are just getting at me for yawning.
You're okay.
I'm fine.
They're not getting at you.
Keep
They
going.
love us.
Sonny's place said no yawning.
Oh, yeah.
Jesse said.
Jesse's with you, always yawny.
But I don't know if that's like, I agree. John is always yawning.
No, Jesse, I'm sure, is always yawny.
Oh, okay.
Jesse runs tired. He has chronic fatigue syndrome, but like maybe actually. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so dangerous to put a young male in with adult males.
Crazy life. Long days, except for actually like really short days. Like they feel long, but they're so short. That's the problem. Hard at work all day. See?
Well, the real problem is that it's been dark for like 3.5 hours
I know.
already.
Yeah, and we like usually like when it gets dark, we're like, all right, bedtime, and now we're like, oh, have to stay up for the live.
Oh, hey, Mulberry Branch.
Hey, Ashley, are you guys going live after us? If you are, let us know so we can talk you up.
Okay, so Felix, 5 months. 6 to 9 months, you're supposed to separate the boy alpacas. Too small to put in with the adults that we have.
Yep.
So
our friend Dawn, who's just like
the best.
She's so awesome, right? She gave us one of our boys, who's now named Carl, used to be named Race, and she also gave us 2 ladies, Sophie and Connie, who kept their original names, right? Those are the names they came with.
I think so.
Yeah.
I love all 3 of them.
Love all 3 of them.
Carl is such a dude.
Carl is a dude. She has 2 Great Danes and a third dog who's not a Great Dane. What is he? Do you know?
He is a Great Dane.
Oh.
Allegedly
with the smush face?
English Great Dane or
Oh,
something.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Fellow crazy Great Dane person, fellow alpaca person, just
right.
like, our people, right?
Yes.
So saw us kind of floundering around looking for a young man and was just like, I'm going to solve this problem for you, and messaged us like that night being like, check your messages, or she came at us somehow being like, check your messages on Instagram, I've got you, and found somebody who's got like the perfect young boys.
So 2 nice brown boys.
Hey, TNS, how's it going? Just got home. Welcome home. How are your dogs? We were just talking about other crazy Great Dane people. Yeah. So welcome to the crazy Great Dane party chat.
Yeah.
So yeah, she found us 2 boys. They're the perfect age to be with little Felix, and they come at the right price, which is
$3.99.
$3.99. So the fire is like falling down.
Yeah.
Okay, it seems to have settled.
It's fine. You're okay.
So yeah, Dawn just like really came in and saved the day for us. She's been like super helpful overall, and she's been like so great to us. So
and she's been a great friend. She's very nice.
Yeah.
A great social media friend. I've never met Dawn. Have you?
I've met her. Yeah.
Because you went to pick up.
I went to pick up Carl.
Yeah. So I've met her husband when he dropped off Sophie and Connie.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think I met him too that day.
I think you were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we walked him through like the gate.
Yeah.
In the front yard.
And that was the first time that somebody had talked to us about fecal testing.
Was it?
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Because he's kind of advised us.
Yeah. So they've been super helpful. Love them.
Sunny's Place, if you have like a fire pit, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what your weather is like now, but I think it's like 40 degrees here. And
Rob said it was 50.
I think it was 50 earlier. This doesn't feel.
Well, with these metal chairs.
I just feel the chair feels like less than 50 for sure.
But it's really nice by the fire.
So yeah, it's like the perfect fall fire weather.
Plus having these 2 cats on my lap.
I know they're both sitting with John. It's okay.
So the boys are coming later.
Dawn said whenever we're ready to start weaning.
Well, it's whenever they're weaned, and weaning is a process that, from what I know, is usually just done naturally. You don't wean with alpacas like the same way you don't interfere with them giving birth. You don't interfere with the weaning. They just they wean themselves.
Yeah. Well, I think by weaning I mean like whenever we're ready to start separating him, even if it's just for a couple hours here or there.
Well, I think she said whenever they're weaned, too.
Oh.
I think she said, we'll see what she said.
Yeah.
But so we're thinking we're going to separate the pasture that's over here.
Into 2 bits.
Into 2 bits, put a temporary shelter on one side, and then we'll have basically 2 herds. We'll have the adult males, and we'll have the young males.
And since they'll be sharing a fence line, that'll probably help them get used to each other. So that way, when we do try to start to slowly and carefully introduce them, there won't be, hopefully it'll be minimal drama.
Right. And it'll be more when the younger dudes are full size and just able to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Monarch and Carl go at it every once in a while, and Monarch and Cody go at it every once in a while. But it's like when it's a similar thing with chickens. Like, you don't put a little tiny baby chick in with, fully grown adults. You wait until they're all able to fend for themselves, or they're, in a group, so that there's not going to be one that gets selectively picked on over and over again. Right.
That's true. All good points.
So we'll see how that goes.
New tractor attachment?
Why don't you, is there something else? I'm going to throw another log on there.
Sure.
What do you want to talk about real quick?
Okay, Sunny's Place said we have a fire pit, but it'll get down to 32 tonight, and I'd like to have one in the fireplace. Well, you could start a fire in your fireplace. 32 is cold. Can you remind me? I thought you lived somewhere south of us. But I just assume everyone is somewhere south of us, because most people are. Ooh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
trying to move logs by the Firelight.
Well,
What is an alpaca fight even? They're big dopey floofs, right? So the boys make this like crazy sound when they fight. John, do you want to try to make the sound?
they sound like pigs. Ree.
Can you guys hear that?
Sort of something like that.
So they make a crazy sound, and boys have fighting teeth that can be either removed or filed down, but they'll also like kind of, like, you know how when giraffes fight, they'll like bang their necks against each other? They kind of do that, and they kind of just like jump on each other and just be like mean and bratty. I love the logo on the barn behind you. Thank you. That came from Old Reading Farm, and I went and robbed them/us of all of our signs recently because I had to be there for something. I forget what I was doing there. It's 60 degrees here, and I think that's cold. Yeah, that's that California thin skin that you've got. But it's funny how that happens like so fast, and we always talk about it seasonally here, like when it was summer going into fall and it would be 50 degrees, I'm like, there, it's cold. But when it's winter going into spring and it's 50 degrees, I'm like, shorts and t-shirt.
Yeah.
So it's cold is just totally like, what is it, like a mirage or something. It's like not a real thing, a construct. You just get used to your surroundings.
Yeah, well, it's also like in the summer, it's like, oh, I can't wait to be complaining about how cold it is. And then it's like, oh, I can't wait to be complaining how hot it is in summer.
Oh, South Missouri. Don't even get me started on how cold it is already getting. Tomorrow night we'll drop down to 26. Ah!
Yeah, 50s after winter is t-shirt weather, right?
No, I know. It's just funny how that is.
Well, and like there's always that guy who's like, even right now when it's 40 degrees outside, wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Flip-flops.
Yeah, right. Well, I went to UVM, so you don't have to tell me about that guy, because that guy was thinking everywhere.
Yeah.
Like flip-flops during a blizzard on his way to class.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I know your feet are cold.
No, I'm not cold, bro. Come on, bro.
It's going to be nearly 70 tomorrow. Wow, is it? Maybe tomorrow you should take your half day from work and work on the pea house.
Seem very busy.
Okay. Well, anyway. Your sister is that guy? Well, sorry for calling her that guy, but I know her feet are cold. Okay, new tractor attachment.
Yeah, so my parents are very nice.
Yes, so nice.
Helping us out, and got us some gravel for our driveway. Keeping you up?
Oh my God, the aggression.
And also, so got a 3-point hitch landscape rake. And I know there's a lot of people who are just like, I don't care. But it's kind of cool to get another attachment for the tractor, because we also have like the dirt that we have down the flower farm, and it's hard to get the soil level, and it's hard to get the gravel level with just the bucket.
Kitty just knocked down our spotlight.
So this is like going to be a 6-foot wide
Nice.
rake that attaches to the back of the tractor so that we can level and pull soil and
Outta
dirt and stuff. It's also going to be nice for like when we have all of our trails in the woods, so we can kind of maintain it a little bit. So that should be pretty cool.
We had our first real freeze last night in Southern Oregon. P.S. Love the knitted hat.
It's very nice.
I
I
need
love
that.
it. It's so warm too. It's great. So that'll be. Ow, Jesus.
I actually today this morning was the first day that I had to crack ice on the alpaca tubs.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get that heater water thing out soon.
Well, we're gonna need a couple of them.
Many extension cords as well.
Yeah. Well, with that GFI outlet doesn't work, so
Perfect.
yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's cool. It'll be the first attachment that's not a backhoe that I've had on the tractor, so I'm kind of excited to take off the backhoe and put something else on, which will be cool. And it'll just be nice to, use all around, whether we're maintaining our little roads and paths, or putting in our new driveway, or doing our flower farm down there. Be nice.
Exciting stuff.
But also, supply chain. It's not going to ship until like December 4th. And that's fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We'll see when it actually ships. But this is from the same place that I got my pallet forks from. It took them a little while to ship it, but they came in and they were good. So they're also like one of the most inexpensive. But like I said, where we got the pallet forks are beefy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do the job.
Do the job.
Okay, greenhouse location.
Sure.
So I watched White House on the Hills, new video that just came out like 2 days ago.
Where they copied our greenhouse.
Right. Where they totally upstaged our greenhouse.
Yeah. Sure.
Their greenhouse though, and their whole setup is just, it's very different because they're on like clear flat land.
Yeah, where are they? Is it Missouri? Are they in Kansas?
I don't know.
Kansas City? I feel like they're near Kansas City.
I don't know.
Which would be Missouri.
Okay, so
KCMO.
their greenhouse is right in the middle of, and then they have cute little raised planter beds around, like the middle of their big open field. Wow.
Nailed it.
Look at all you knowers out there.
Yeah.
So we were originally thinking
10 points.
that we were going to put, so the way our driveway is, it's like a fairly long driveway, and there's this like kind of thick stretch of trees and things, but it's pretty flat. So we were originally thinking that we were gonna clear those trees down and put like a kind of long, thin window greenhouse.
So we're thinking like 16 feet wide, 32 feet long.
Like along the driveway. That way, when people pull in, they can be like, wow, look at that window greenhouse. What a cool thing. Plus, the other good thing about that is it's close to the house. So for like watering purposes and like not forgetting to go down there and water the plants because the sky won't do it for you. But I saw that and I was like, oh, might that be really nice to have it like in the center of the flower farm, so that way anytime that you're down there like taking pictures of the pretty flowers, to sort of like greenhouse in the background and like a nice kind of centerpiece for it, because I was talking about dividing it into those quadrants and to have something in the center, because like Garden Answer, the quadrant thing is from her, and she is talking about putting a fountain in the center. But like, how lovely would a window greenhouse be?
Right. So what we have is 100-foot square location where our flower farm is going to be approximately. So it's a square. This is not a square, but
This.
That's not a square. Yeah. So it's a square, and then there's a big giant boulder right in the center. That's the biggest boulder that anybody have seen.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Nailed it. Yes.
So the thought is we sort of build the greenhouse around the boulder. And then we were talking about, so we would basically have paths that intersect like a T anyway. So, all roads lead to the greenhouse. And so now it just kind of comes to, because if we do that, and I was just thinking about it today, then that could be one of those things where we do actually either, maybe we see if we can get Randy up here with his jackhammer, or maybe we rent a jackhammer for a day to just see if we can just kind of level that boulder off.
Just get the top, like, if we could just get the top like 4 or 5 inches off.
Right. And then, because I would think we would want to do like landscape fabric and then gravel on top of that.
Definitely landscape fabric down, because what happened in our old window greenhouse is we just put gravel down on top of dirt, and the weeds were like, thank you for building this warm, nice environment in which you fertilize and water. We really appreciate that.
Oh, man, they loved it.
My dream is to have one like the Vaughn greenhouse. I don't know what that is either, but I'm about to Google it.
But so that would be a good way to cover the boulder, and like Catherine said, also do that. I think that'll change how big we make the greenhouse.
Probably, yes.
But I mean, we could also have a small greenhouse there.
That's true. Kind of one for like looks.
Or we could make one like a similar size to what we have at our old place, which was 12 by 12. because then that we would only need a zoning permit for. We don't need a building permit. And then we could have like a nicer, like big greenhouse in the future. And I think now, you know, that I know a lot more of what I'm doing, I think we could build it more quicker than we built the last one.
And we do have just a boatload of windows.
We do.
Vaughn Greenhouse, Vaughn Greenhouse.
So that's something we're thinking about. Now that it's winter, well, I guess it's not actually winter yet, but you know, November, it's cold.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
For anybody else who doesn't know, oops, how do I get that? So there we go.
That would be the idea.
And I mean, our window greenhouse, all of the windows we got for free.
Yep.
Except for the 2 stained glass windows. And they were all already painted.
Yep.
And the White House on the Hill greenhouse, he got 6 of those windows, which he bought from the Restore.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of his windows he had custom made.
Oh.
So I can only begin to imagine
how much that costs.
How insanely expensive that was.
Well, that also simplifies building an awful lot.
Right, that's...
Because we had all of various sizes of windows. We
Right.
had old windows that were, you know, sizes that they don't make anymore. So we had to basically put a puzzle together.
Yeah.
Not saying that, I mean, I haven't watched their video, but I'm sure it's like a gorgeous, beautiful,
it's super
majestic
gorgeous.
thing.
Yeah. And the fact that everything was made custom for them, I mean, it's really nice and I like it a lot. But I also like the charm and
Right.
you know,
Reclaimed
kind
windows.
of like eclectic look
Yeah,
that ours had.
totally.
Though I really hope that we're able to find stained glass, because it's really hard to find stained glass that's not like $1 million zillion.
Yeah.
I've stopped at, so I have to drive all around for work, and one time I was driving up far away and I drove by 2 little antique stores, and I'm like, I'm just gonna spin in here real quick, and both of them had stained glass windows, but both of them were like $200, $300, $400 for a window. So
Joanne says take the stained glass from the old place.
yeah, that's not totally out of the question, but it feels a little bit like sad, because then there'd
Well,
be
if we're gonna
big
take
holes.
if we're gonna take the stained glass out of that greenhouse, we might as well take all the windows out of that greenhouse and take it down.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Right.
They get me thinking about picking up windows from the Restore. We have a couple Restores up here, but I don't remember windows being, because I've gone in there to look for stained glass.
They had ones at Stratford.
But were they that inexpensive?
I didn't look at the price. I just know they had them.
Yeah.
I was there for a very specific purpose.
Desk.
I
think that they're, I don't know. I'm a cheap ass beach though.
Did you
So
see these cats?
yeah, it's very nice. John's got a lap full of snuggling kittens. No, you can't. You're too.
I'm not. I'm just.
No.
But like Natasha is on top of boards.
Let them live their lives.
I'm letting them. I just needed to move my leg. I was falling asleep.
And we've never had a problem sourcing free windows, so I just
We also haven't tried recently.
to source free windows.
Right. Like I wonder if it's different now. Because we got lucky when we first bought this place and moved in. There was a guy flipping the first house on the block, and he removed all the windows, and he just had them. He was going to throw them in a dumpster, and
Yeah, we saw them sitting in a pile, and we were like,
right.
hello.
He had his phone number up on the thing, on like the sign at the end of the street. So we called him and asked if we could take the windows. He's like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the times you free up dumpster space for
Right.
people, and you got to pay for dumpster space. So if you
Right.
can do that, that's great.
All the huge windows from our last greenhouse I
Right.
saw in a dumpster, and it was the same exact thing. Somebody was flipping a house, and the for sale sign was out front, and I called the realtor and was like, can I get in touch with the contractor? He's got a dumpster full of windows, and I want them.
And these were big, like
Big, super heavy windows.
So they were the 3 that made up like the base of our window greenhouse, so they were like 10 feet long.
Yeah.
They're big, and he helped get them out of the dumpster and into our truck.
Yeah, he didn't really want me like climbing around in the dumpster, so he like made me set a time with him, and I went when he was there so he could like, you know, supervise, make sure I didn't like I
Right.
tripped and fell and now my back hurts
Right.
kind of business, which I mean that's not what we were gonna do anyway.
No, but that's all good. I mean, because it's dumpsters are at least a couple $100 per
Full,
trip.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you can take, you know, 25, 40 square feet out of a dumpster.
And that's what he said. He said, I think I was going to have to order another dumpster, and now I think I'm not going to have to, so I'm very happy about it.
Yeah.
Sunny's Place said, I do want to pick up a stainless steel sink for a washing station I want to build. Yeah, that's cool. I guarantee you'll be able to find a sink. Yeah, that'll work. And where did we get that cast iron sink that we made into the wash station? I know it was free.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Where did I find that? Was that also in a dumpster?
It might have been.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm a little dumpster fiend.
Yeah.
People throw away good stuff, though.
They do. Well, it's always nice to, you know, one of our big selling points for that video and our greenhouse is that it was, with the exception of those 2 stained glass windows, all reclaimed windows.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of all those things going to the dumpster,
Yeah, Susie, we sold that tub.
$100.
Yeah, that we got for free and then ended up selling it because
Had a vision for it, but
yeah, you know,
yeah.
so we've been talking not constantly, but like on and off for over a year about turning that big stock tank into a koi pond, and then I had this vision of like the tub with a shower head, so like the shower head going up, sprinkling water down into the tub, and then the tub being on like a very slight angle so you could still have like plants and or fish in the tub, and just a little sprinkle of water down into the koi pond. And I thought it was going to be very, very cool. And then we moved and we had a million projects to do, and that just wasn't looking like it was ever going to make it to the top of the pile. So I said, let's sell this. And actually somebody bought it and put it in a display window in like a store that sells like bath bombs and stuff. And they like cleaned it up, repainted it, filled it with like these clear, like maybe ornaments, like clear plastic somethings to look like bubbles. It looked very pretty. So people here have gotten smart. They don't throw away windows anymore.
Yeah, I haven't seen like free windows on Facebook Marketplace in a while.
Oh, I bless you. Alpaca just sneezed.
Yeah. But you know, we'll see. We have.
If you looked though, I'm sure
you can.
You could
find them. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I always see there was somebody in a neighborhood that I dog walk in. There was somebody who had replaced a ton of windows, and I left a little note in their mailbox. And she, with like my phone number on it, I said like, hey, I dog walk by your house every day. I've noticed that you're putting in new windows. I see all the old windows piled up. If those are destined for the trash, I would love to give them a second use. I'm thinking about building a greenhouse like this one, link to video. You know, please call me if you're thinking about throwing this away. And she called me and said, oh, I'm going to be selling them. And she wanted only like $20 a piece for them or something, but like,
too rich for our blood.
Cheap ass beach.
Well, and also one of the other things that we did when we were looking to source windows, there was a window company that was right around the corner from us, and I did talk to them, and they were like, yeah, we won't let you go in our dumpster that we have at our offices, but if we're at a job, or like, I think what he said was there's like a job coming up in a couple months where they're going to replace an entire house's worth of windows, and so, you know, it was basically my job to get in touch with them beforehand. But if I could get in touch with them, then they would have just given me all of the windows because they were just going to throw them out anyway.
Yeah, that's, I think, the move is to get in touch with like a window contractor.
Right.
Because even though I'm sure he would like to sell the windows, a window contractor probably doesn't have time to be dabbling in $20 a piece used windows.
No. They're into the like 100,000 replace all your windows.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
So
pounds, not pennies.
But I think we have enough windows to complete.
We can do some damage.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe Joanne would be kind enough to let us use the windows that she has.
She said.
That was a joke.
Oh.
Those are our windows.
Oh, you're
Joanne.
You all are so shady.
Not shady. Spitting facts.
UGG
Okay.
people here are selling them $50 to $80 a piece. Woo!
Woo!
Ay, ay, ay.
Sounds like time to get into the window contracting game.
I know. Well, if we could sell all those windows
Language.
for $50 a piece or $80.
Do you want to sell them?
No way.
You sell them.
We have hundreds of windows right now.
There's a lot of windows.
I'm like doing calculations in my mind. Oh.
Well, yeah, because I think we picked up like 37
From
right there.
here. And we had what we deemed enough at my mom's house.
Right. Well, I think it was a little under 30 windows that we used for the other greenhouse.
Window math.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just do that around for
Yeah, let's
a
do
little
it.
bit.
Do whatever you want.
And I guess maybe I could become like a window flipper, because I'll like start turning back on my free window radar, and then yeah, okay. Toll bunt egg fail. Oh wait, we've already been going for an hour. Is it?
Yep.
Oh my God, it's 8 o'clock.
That
Wow.
time.
1, 2, 3, 4. We still had 5 things on the list.
Save them for next week.
Save for next week.
There we
Okay.
go.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Have a good night.
And we'll see you next week.
Appreciate you being here.
Bye.
Have a good Wednesday or Thursday if that UK guy is still here.
I think he's gone.
Probably. Bye. Have a good night. Thanks for coming.